not right.
Yes.
Yep. Sunny's off. Yep.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
No, it's just so I don't squint and look devious.
Yeah.
If you could just address all your answers to
Yeah. Okay. Bill Paterson, Paterson, Vice President, Field and Game Australia.
Successful start to the season.
Very successful start. Most of the people I've spoken to have got their bag. On this particular swamp where there's not wood ducks, there's only 2 ducks really a day that you can take, but they've been able to do that, and it's been a good opening. It's been fairly responsible from the protesters. I'm glad to see that they're not stealing as many ducks from the hunters this year. On twofold, it makes it easier for the hunters, and also when they do that, it just means the hunters shoot more ducks. So from their point of view, it's crazy logic. So we've been fairly comfortable with the way things have run this year.
So what happened to you? What happened to be
Very hard to say. We went around the camps last night, but there are a lot of hunters. This is a very extensive wetland, and of course you've got the Air Force bombing range next door, which no hunters are allowed into. So there's a lot of wetland around this area. But the hunters are very keen. They're very happy to have a season. We've had 1,000 new hunters do their licence tests in the last couple of months. So yeah, it's a growing sport. It's hard to say, but of course we've had 2 seasons of no duck hunting, but last count it was somewhere between 20 and 25,000, and as I say, we've got new hunters. When you go around the camps, a lot of young faces, which is good.
And the conditions this morning, very foggy, visibility, 0. Is that responsible shooting?
Oh yes, because the hunters shoot when the ducks are in range, and they have to identify the ducks. I mean, you can't just shoot anything that passes, and they were very restrained. This is not perfect duck shooting weather. It's far too calm, and the ducks are rafted up on the big waterways out on the lake. So it was a little bit more difficult for the shooting.
That's it.
Did you sort of a ballpark feel? I know you said it's difficult for strong players. Sort of a ballpark feel about how many people you should be on here today? Are we talking,
Oh yes, it'd be several hundreds, because on this particular area, last night we saw very large numbers of cars coming down here. We went round the camps at about 3 o'clock, but they were still coming in at 7 o'clock.
So it's likely that a couple of hundred ducks.
Oh, well, yes, 2 per, if you're talking about 2 per person, yeah, it'd be a couple of hundred. Wounding rates very low. There's always this argument, very high wounding rates. The argument I put to that is, where are all the wounded ducks? So you only ever see dead ducks when they're paraded. So our wounding rates are very low because the hunters are very highly trained.
The protesters talk about 15 years ago that almost 100,000 hunters in
Yep. No. In those old days, it was a very different sport. You had to do a lot of work to get a duck licence now. You had to be able to identify the ducks very clearly. The gun licence laws have changed markedly. A lot of people left the sport because you can no longer just keep a gun in the cupboard, and very extensive testing. So as I say, the hunters we've got now are really the cream of the hunters. They are the dedicated ones who want to protect their sport, and they want to see it continue. They want to train their children. They want to see their grandchildren. We are all about sustainable hunting. Everything we do for wetlands and hunting is to preserve it for the future. This very wetland we're on was bought by hunters' licence money.
Is it just a matter of time before it is banned?
No, they've been saying that for 25 years. Every year the protesters say this is the last duck season. It isn't. It's the best free-range organic food you can get.
Thanks, mate.
Well, no, not at my house unless I can find someone that's given to me. It's very, very nice. Magpie goose, yes. That's good stuff, particularly smoked.
All right, so we're waiting for our...
I'll watch you go.
All right, yeah, good one. Thanks.